here are circumstances where Jay and Vijay knew that they committed a aparad against the four Kumaras. Or in the case of Chitraketu Maharaj, he made a comment against Parvati. So they knew the personalities. But sometimes in our life, there are circumstances where unintentionally a devotee can misunderstand us. We may not intend to criticize, but sometimes unintentionally, there may be some misunderstanding and he may take it as Vaishnava Apradha. Like for example, in Bhakti Ratnakar, the author who is Narahari Chakravarti, he gives a very beautiful pastime. Once our Rupa Goswami, who is the fountainhead, once Rupa Goswami was in meditation in Vrindavan Dham. And when he was in meditation, he was beautifully thinking of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And in his meditation, in his samadhi, what he saw was the gopis and the manjaris. They were decorating Srimati Radharani. They were doing all the makeup for Srimati Radharani. And behind one tree, Shri Krishna was standing and watching everything. So the gopis and manjaris, they knew that Krishna is standing behind, but Radharani had no idea. Radharani was having her back towards Krishna. So Krishna all through was seeing how Radharani is being decorated. And the gopis and manjaris also did not say anything. So after Radhika was completely decorated, they gave a mirror to Srimati Radharani so that Radharani can look at herself. We see that is why even in our deity worship tradition, after the deities are dressed, we see that a mirror is always shown to the Lord. Just like we see in the mirror and see whether we are okay. Similarly, the Lord is shown the mirror just to make sure that the Lord is satisfied. So if we have not observed, tomorrow morning we can see that when the deities are during Shringar time, after the deities are dressed, a beautiful mirror is shown to the Lord. So here Radharani was dressed. The gopis and the manjaris, they dressed Srimati Radharani and they gave a mirror to Srimati Radharani. And when Radharani looked at the mirror, she saw that Krishna was standing behind. So immediately Radharani looked down and she became completely ashamed because she was there amidst her friends and she didn't expect that Krishna was there behind. So immediately she looked down and she was ashamed and she was embarrassed. And she was looking at Lalita and Vishaka and saying, why didn't you tell me? Krishna was standing behind. You should have told me. You are my best friend. But Lalita and Vishaka were all laughing. And at that time, Rupa Goswami, who was seeing all this in meditation, when he saw this whole scene, Rupa Goswami started to laugh. He was thinking that, oh, Radharani has been tricked. He was saying the whole pastime and in bliss, he was laughing. But what happened was when he was laughing, at that time, a devotee came to meet Rupa Goswami. But Rupa Goswami's eyes were closed. So Rupa Goswami did not understand. And a devotee by the name Krishna Das, he came to meet. Now, interestingly, this devotee Krishna Das, he was lame. So when he saw Rupa Goswami laughing this way, he felt that, oh, Rupa Goswami is laughing at me. He felt that I am lame and Rupa Goswami seeing me is laughing at me. So he felt very bad. He thought to himself that Rupa Goswami is so exalted and he's above the bodily conception. But why is he laughing at me? I know I am lame, but he shouldn't be laughing at me. So he felt very offended and he went to Sanatan Goswami, who was the guru of Srila Rupa Goswami. He went to Sanatan Goswami and he described the whole scene. He said that I went to meet Rupa Goswami, but Rupa Goswami he looked at me and he was laughing. When all this happened, Rupa Goswami lost vision. That pastime which he was so immersed in, that he was constantly seeing, it became blurred. He could not see anything. So immediately Rupa Goswami opened his eyes and he understood that something wrong has happened. He understood that probably someone came to meet me, and because I was so immersed in this pastime, because of my actions, he would have felt offended. That's the reason I have lost vision to this pastime. So immediately he ran to his spiritual master Sanatan Goswami. And when he ran to Sanatan Goswami, Krishna Das was also present. So when Rupa Goswami understood the misunderstanding that had happened, Rupa Goswami asked for forgiveness and he explained the whole scene as to what had happened. He explained as to how he was meditating on this pastime And how Radharani, when she saw the mirror, she felt embarrassed. And it is for this reason Rupa Goswami laughed. So when Krishnadas, he understood this, he also asked for forgiveness. And likewise, Rupa Goswami also asked for forgiveness. And when Rupa Goswami asked for forgiveness, that pastime, which was interrupted, which was buffering, it again came in front of the vision of Srila Rupa Goswami. What can we learn from this pastime? Rupa Goswami actually did not commit any offense. How can he commit an offense? He is the fountainhead of our sampradaya. We are called as Rupa Anugas. Anuga means follower, and Rupa means Rupa Goswami. We are the followers of Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami can never commit, he can never make any mistakes. Just like Srila Prabhupada doesn't make any mistake, similarly, Rupa Goswami doesn't make any mistake. But the reason this pastime occurred is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used Rupa Goswami as an instrument to teach the world that sometimes aparad can be caused even by misunderstanding. If it can happen with Rupa Goswami, it can happen with any one of us. Sometimes we will say something in the form of criticism, which is intentional probably. And sometimes, like in the case of Rupa Goswami, there may be instances where we may not intend to criticize the Vaishnava, but because of misunderstanding, that Vaishnava will take it as Vaishnava Apradha. So now the question that arises, how do we rectify the Vaishnava Apradha? What is the solution? We have understood, we saw the definition of Vaishnava Apradha. We saw the examples in the form of Jai Vijay. We saw the example of 4 Kumaras. We saw the example of Chitraketu Maharaj and Vratarasur. We saw the example of Rupa Goswami in the form of misunderstanding that comes from Bhakti Ratnakara. But now the solution arises. The question arises, what is the solution? We know the problem, but what is the solution for it? Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj would always make this point that if we know unto whom we have committed a Vaishnava Aparad, we should straight away go and ask for forgiveness. We should fall at that feet of that Vaishnava, give obeisances to that Vaishnava and ask for forgiveness. Till the time we don't ask for forgiveness from that Vaishnava, till that time we are not cleansed of our Vaishnava Aparad. Vaishnava Aparad is like a sword hanging on our throat. It will chop, it will cut anytime. So if we know unto whom we have committed a Vaishnava Aparad, then we should straight away go and ask for forgiveness, ask for repentance. And we should tell that devotee and tell the Supreme Lord that, my dear Lord, from this day on, I will not commit the same aparad. I committed once, I have asked for forgiveness, but from today, my dear Lord, I will not commit the same mistake. But now this is applicable for that person whom we know we have committed Vaishnava Aparad. What if we commit a Vaishnava Aparad unintentionally? Like the way it happened to Rupa Goswami. What is the solution for that? Well, the solution for that is the scriptures describe. We can chant a very beautiful verse every single day, whether morning, evening or night, before going to bed, after waking up. The first thing is we can chant this verse and ask forgiveness from the Lord, that, my dear Lord, unintentionally I may have offended devotees. You as the supreme controller, as a supreme master, my dear Lord, you please forgive me. So the scriptures very beautifully, it says, Aparada sahasrani kriyante aharnisham maya dasoham iti mam matva shamasva madhusudana. What does this verse mean? Aparada sahasrani. Sahasra means 1,000. My dear Lord, aparada sahasrani. My dear Lord, I would have committed thousands and thousands and billions and zillions and quadrillions of offenses. And most of the offenses I don't even know unto whom I've committed. Aparada sahasrani kriyante aharnisham maya. Day in and day out, I've committed so many offenses. But dasoham iti mamatva. My dear Lord, please consider me your das. Please consider me your servant. And kshamasva madhusudana. O Madhusudan, O Krishna, O Brajendrandan Shamsundar, O Neelamadav, please consider me your servant and purify me. Forgive me of the offenses that I've committed unintentionally. I have no control over the offenses that I've committed unintentionally. But my dear Lord, you know unto whom I've committed these offenses. I ask for forgiveness. My dear Lord, you please forgive me. So if you chant this this prayer every single day, morning, evening, night, after we get up, before going to bed, then at least we are sure that we are asking at least for repentance from the Supreme Lord Madhusudan.